Good afternoon. This is a video, impromptu video. This morning I read one of the writings from Paramahansa Yogananda, and two very interesting things happen. And Yogananda says, don't depend on death to liberate you from your imperfections. You're exactly the same. Hola Gustavito, ¿cómo te va? Un abrazo. You are exactly the same after death as you were before. Nothing changes. You only give up the body. If you are a thief, a liar, or a cheater before death, you don't become an angel merely by dying. If such were possible, then let us all go and jump in the ocean now and become angels at once. Whatever you have made of yourself thus far, so will you be hereafter. And when you reincarnate, you will bring the same nature with you. To change, you have to make the effort. This world is the place to do it. Hola Lulu. Lo que me encanta de ti, Lulo, que no tienes pelos en la lengua, y después te voy a hablar más. So, I agree 100%, and as a healer, and all of you who love or who likes the work that I do as a healer, this is extremely important. Where on earth people are thinking that by dying, they are clean and they become angels? And I say it because a friend of mine, disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda, he's going through a lot of challenge in life. And he says, well, the only thing I have to do before dying, think of Paramahansa Yogananda and I'm going to go to heaven. That's not true. The problem is this. I showed the pictures of energy blockages, energy cords hundreds of times. I'm not going to do it now. But let's say that we have energy blockages, toxic energies. We have energy cords in our body. At the moment we die, those things stay with us. Why? Because they are in the energy. Our physical body doesn't carry anything. Our physical body suffers, feels the pain, the anxiety, the depression, but we also feel the love. But this is in the realm of the energy. The problem was this. A woman, most of people agree, that was a post in Facebook, and this woman says, totally disagree. When you die, you leave your ego behind. Where the lying and greed and murder comes from. That's not true. And become one with source energy. That means God. I know this because my son died a year ago and he contacts me all the time. He's happy and full of joy and he died from depression. That is gone and now he's free and creative. Unfortunately, this is not true. I am very sorry this woman lost her son. And later on, I learned that he committed suicide. He hanged himself. The problem is that this woman is using mediums to talk to his son. And guess what? When you communicate and die with people on the other side, anybody can be talking to you. And it's very likely that she's talking to someone who is not even her son. And she said many mediums have confirmed that when we are in a spirit, we are I'm sorry. That we are connected with the energy that creates us all, that is God, that people in the New Age call the Source. Yes, we are part of God. However, when we die, all the toxic energies, or all the love and the good deeds, I'm so sorry, and all the good things, good deeds we have done, they go with us. But what this woman believes is not correct, that you leave your ego behind. The only thing that you leave is your body, because the ego is the part of our soul, our personality, and this stays when we die. But even worse than this comment of this woman came later, when another lady, a young lady, came and said, I just thought about this. For the first time in my life, I thought this. I have been suicidal in the past. It is a normal thing for me. I really want to feel better though. Someone told me that it is in my hands and I can do anything I want. This is wrong. Yes, you can commit suicide if you want. Doesn't mean that you're going to be free of the depression that you have. And this is why you want to commit suicide. My life feels like a roller coaster, and I never had the love and affection I wanted as a child. So this lady is suffering, and because he read this comment that is not correct at all, of this other woman that says her son is free from all the depression he had, is like he's an angel, she said, okay, I will consider to commit suicide. This is extremely irresponsible, and it's not true. If you need to trust someone, trust Paramahansa Yogananda. He was a God-realized spiritual teacher. And I'm saying this because I follow his teachings for 42 years. And as you can see, I am doing pretty well. I am 60 years old, I am healthy, my mind is okay. I have also suicidal thoughts. When I was in a very toxic relationship, I thought, what life is all about? I gave all my life to this relationship and it's not working. But of course, I didn't do it. But I imagine myself hanging. But this is something that you think. That doesn't mean that you're going to do it. What happened is you don't see the way out. However, if you meditate and you connect with God through meditation, you will see the way out. Also, this woman in this group says, the woman that disagrees with what Paramahansa Yogananda says, says, when my mother died, she was very peaceful. Of course we are peaceful. Do you know why we are peaceful? Because we don't have the physical pain. There is a point when we are dying that we don't feel the body, so we don't feel the pain. It doesn't mean that we are in heaven and we are angels. My friends, this world is made for us to heal everything we need to heal. And if we still are holding grudge that I still have a little bit with a person who dejó la fregada, but I have to let go everything. So we need to heal all the relationships that we have here on earth. We have to remove all the energy blockages, we have to remove all the energy cords, and committing suicide is a transgression to a high spiritual law. Because this is what happens when we commit suicide, like this young man or this woman is considering. The moment we die, we leave the body, our soul is confused because the person who commits suicide thinks that they are going to be in heaven. That's rubbish. So the soul is confused and doesn't go to the light, to the spirit world. And the confusion is so big and painful that this is what is called the purgatory in Catholicism. In Christianism, I don't know, is a place of extreme mental, emotional pain. So suicide is not a solution. Suicide is something, is the continuation of the emotional pain we had on earth. That emotional pain is on the other side. Alright, my friends, I suggest you to read this from Paramahansa Yogananda. I believe I have it here. Oh no. I will put it here for you to read. That's, and I hope you find value on this. The other problem is when people go to mediums. Mediums don't have the wisdom to connect with God. They actually do not connect with God. Mediums connect with other dead people. And you know what? 99.99999% of the times medium connect with regular souls that had a terrible life here on earth. So there is nothing. Hola Lino, ¿cómo te va? Un abrazo. Quería hablar con vos. Quiero hablar contigo. So most of the time all the time mediums connect with spirits, and those spirits are not precisely spiritual advanced people like Paramahansa Yogananda, like Jesus, like Krishna, like I don't know, there are a few ones, there are not many. They connect with people who have died and they have not made the transition to spirit. Read the book of Many Life of Brian Weiss, Many Life, Many Masters, and he says precisely that only few people are allowed to communicate with relatives when they have to communicate something important. All the other time, mediums are communicating with very low vibration spirits. And guess what? The information that they get is not accurate. I suffer, not for myself, I never connect with the spirits, I will never do it, but one of my best students received a message from an intruder pretending to be a relative that these of my students love so much. And the consequences of the ideas they were putting in the mind of my students were very evil. Very extremely evil. One day I'm going to bring my students when we are ready and tell that story. That's all for today. The most important thing today, Rosie is one of my best students, a very good friend. She is doing her first individual group healing session. The other two times that she did it, she was covering for me because I couldn't do it. But today and every Wednesday at 6:30, she will do her group healing sessions. And let me see, I'm going to put her her website. Where is it? Where is it? Just a second. It's in Metamorphosis. So today I invite you in about 24 minutes to participate on Rosie's group healing session. For those who don't speak Spanish, is exactly the same. You can participate on the group healing session and you will receive the results. I invite you in about. Bye everybody. I love you all. I hope that you give some value, and if you know somebody with suicidal thoughts, please convey this. It's so short and so profound. Suicidal is not an answer, not even to consider. We all human beings at some point we thought about suicidal thoughts when things were so bad that we couldn't take it and we didn't see any solution. There are solutions. There are always solutions. I am right now talking to the young man who has suicidal thoughts. I went to see him and give a free Reiki session in a hospital nearby my place, and he contacted me last Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember, and I'm going to help him. Luisito. Well, tienes razón, Luis. Tienes toda la razón, porque no controlamos lo que pasa después. Lo importante es lo que dice aquí. ¿Qué es lo que hacemos en esta vida antes de que morimos? Tenés toda la razón, Luisito. Un abrazo grandote. Chao. Betty, ¿cuándo viene tu hijo? Ya ni sé cuándo viene. Avísame. Un abrazo.